phone right now, and he's a snake hunter. Mark, isn't this extraordinary?
Good morning, everyone. How you doing?
Oh, good, mate. I mean, I don't like them, and I certainly don't want to run into a snake, but you go and catch them for a living. When people ring you screaming, you go,
you're
right,
mates with them.
yeah, I'll come over and stick my hand in that hole and pull a snake out.
Exactly.
Wow, that's
So,
amazing.
Mark, well, I'm sort of shivering in my boots a bit here because it was revealed yesterday, and you were a part of this story breaking, that the most likely people to be bitten by a snake, and there are hundreds of them according to the most recent audit, are middle-aged men. Is that because we wear lycra and it's easy to bite through?
Maybe just yourself. But actually, what I actually find is that when women give me a call and say, Mark, there's a snake in my house, they're very happy to get me to come out and take it away. When men give me a call, they often say, there's a snake in my house, how do I deal with it?
Idiot.
Yeah, spade.
No, you cannot kill snakes.
Well,
can you, Mark? It's illegal to kill snakes in Australia.
It's not only illegal to do so because they're a protected species, but also you're more likely to get bitten by a snake if you try to kill it or touch it.
While you're lifting the shovel over your head, it realises what's going on.
This is why I don't pack heat. People are more likely to be victims of their own guns as well. One of the things that does worry me, though, is why are we protecting them? There's lots of them. They're not endangered. But we're allowed to squish a spider.
Oh, look, I can't make comments why the government make the decision, but I can understand their reasoning. We don't want people to go out to try to take matters in their own hands in dealing with venomous snakes. We've got the most deadly snakes in the entire world, and some of them are here very much in Melbourne. So if we go out of our way to try and kill a snake or touch a snake, then it's more likely to bite us.
That's
Right,
probably
so
the
you're
reason.
from the let's not piss them off camp,
Yeah.
which I got the same attitude to sharks at the moment, I must admit.
Yes.
So is it possible, and I don't want to kill snakes. I like everything to live, but you know, if you're in a snaky area, you're allowed to have rat sack for rats. Is there not something they could do that sort of, sends the snakes away?
If there was, I'd sell it and I'd be a millionaire.
Yeah.
Right.
I remember when I moved to Altona, Mark, and I didn't know it was a snaky place until I got there. And then my friend Donna went, oh, my God, this is Snake Central. There's a snake, refuge up the road. Like paddocks and paddocks where they're just allowed to breed and stuff. And I went online and tried to find, there must be something, and there's things you can put in the ground that send out
Vibrators,
pulses and all that. But they reckon none of them work, do they, Mark?
They function on sound and vibrations. And so what they do is they emit a sound and then they vibrate in the ground. And one thing that I do when I teach people about animals, because I also teach people about snakes, is I put a snake on the ground in front of an audience, and I'll jump up and down on the ground, and I'm quite heavy, and I'll shout at the snake, and the snake will stay still. And the purpose of this exercise is to show that those vibration devices do not work, because snakes do not function by feeling the vibrations in the ground,
The bad
or by
vibes.
hearing you.
Right. And yet I've never seen a snake with ears. It's
No,
Exactly.
they can't. They're not listening, mate.
No.
You can scream at it all day long, but it's not listening.
The other thing that I need to cover off before we go is this. With possums, when Peter the Possum Man comes around, he had to change his jingle from I'll hit them with a bat because you're not allowed to. That you're only allowed to relocate them within 3 kilometres or something because for some crazy reason there's habitat laws. And you go, well, I'm trying to get rid of it, but I can't get rid of it until it's a long way away. Do you have to relocate a snake within 5 k's of where you find it?
Exactly 5 kilometres. So it's within
that was a
5
guess.
k's, but it's not 5 kilometres by road. It's 5 kilometre radius, so it's 5 k's in a straight line. So it ends up being a lot further than where you can find. And I do my best to find a suitable environment that's far away from people as possible, yet is also suitable for the snake to continue its little life and contribute
Right.
towards the
Last
environment.
question. Can a snake travel 5 k's and come back for revenge?
They can, but they're not likely to do so. So they can travel up to 5 k's. They can travel even further, but they're not likely to come back for revenge. It's not on their mind. They just don't think like
Not only that, Mark finds a nice spot for it. So it gets there and goes, oh, I'm so glad he got me out of that jerk
But it's not
shed.
It's not Tassie.
And I'm back here.
I don't know anything around here.
Oh, thank you, Mark. I love
Mark the
what you
Snake
do.
Man. There you go.
I remember there was a pet shop in Brisbane I used to